I just broke off the tap inside, so this job just got significantly longer. I haven't filmed a whole lot this week, but I have done a few things. I'm going to start by just spraying a bit of primer on this because I think it's, ready for primer. I'm going to spot prime it on the few areas that I should have fixed 3 years ago when I painted it and didn't. Not looking too good. So that door didn't work out, but anyway. I'm gonna walk around this thing and I'll show you what I've done. So, first of all, radiator, I'm putting that aluminum radiator in it, and I'll put it in here in a sec, but I kind of had to get it as far forward as possible because I'm putting 2 electric fans on it. But this like cowling, it used to come out to kind of here. So I cut that off, and then I made these brackets here, ground them off smooth at the top. So now the radiator will just bolt to that. Yeah, it kind of goes here, and I have just enough room down here for that hose to go on without hitting this. If it does, I'll just hit it with a hammer. You can see it's not touching, but it is close. Then the brackets line up pretty good here. And on the bottom of that, I put like it's actually a piece of rubber off a golf cart tire, but just a piece of rubber just to keep it from chafing through, because it technically is going to be sitting on those, but you just need something in between. So in the front, I had to make sure that this was, it's not lower than this, but it's a little bit higher than it, but it clears the hood. In the hood, there's actually like a cutout, kind of like a channel that is in the hood that fits into. Before, when it was kind of out here, it wouldn't have fit. Here, it fits. And in here, I'm kind of cleaning up. I painted in the back, but I'll get to that in a second. Problem with the motor, I was second guessing myself on the piston ring gap. I don't know if I didn't measure them or if I forgot that I measured them. Knowing me, I probably just didn't care, threw them in and torqued it down and just didn't. But anyway, I had to make sure that ring gap was good, and it was. But now the motor's all apart, and I did have to clean up a little bit. So like under the piston rings, there's like, I don't know, all the carbon buildup. So it kind of prevents the ring from like going into the groove all the way. So then you put a brand new ring that's probably a little wider than the old wore out ring on a piston that's dirty, that it can't collapse fully into, making it like a super tight fit in the cylinder. And I think that's what was causing me to, because like when I had it all together, I'd put a breaker bar on the crank, and it was smooth to turn around, but it was stiff, and I didn't think that was right. So whether or not it made a difference, no idea, but whatever. And then the other thing I did, see, back 3 years ago, I was in a huge rush to get this done. Had I just taken my time and did it right the first time, it would have been done by now, but I decided to rush it, give it a poor paint job I didn't like, a few other things I wasn't happy with, let it sit for 2 years, and now I'm redoing it all again. Anyway, these are the crank bearings, so I don't know if you can see them, but they're showing copper. They'd have been fine, I'm sure, like for what this is. It's not like it's not going down a drag strip, it's just cruising around town, but I figured if I got it apart, I might as well do it. Another thing, this is super long-winded. I'm not even interested in this anymore, so you probably aren't either. But anyway, the clutch. So on a 351 Windsor, basically you got a 351 Windsor and you got a 302. There's more, but those are the only two I'm concerned with. This car had a 302 in it with a 4-speed. With a 50-ounce blah 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 imbalance weight on it. A 351 Windsor has a 28-ounce imbalance requirement for a flywheel, which I didn't have. there's only like one you can buy with like adjustable imbalance weights, and it was like $500. So that's not an option. So way back 3 years ago or 2 years ago when I was doing this car, I had the intention to put that 4-speed in it, like from 69. So I bought a clutch and a flywheel back then. And they sat on the shelf right over there, buried, for that entire time. Anyway, the other day, last week, I was like, well, I might as well try to, you know, be proactive, get a clutch for this thing and a flywheel. So I looked all over the internet, I couldn't find one. Because you got 10-inch clutches, 10.5-inch clutches, different imbalance weights on the flywheels. Anyway, I ended up realizing after like 3 days of research on Google, YouTube, Reddit, ChatGPT that gives you the wrong information all the time, that I had the right parts all along. So I'm thinking I bought the flywheel back when it was available. It's no longer available because it's a super like uncommon thing. Because what I'm doing, I'm putting the T5 transmission, 5-speed, from a Fox body, like 79 to 93 Mustang, in a 69 Mustang with a 351 motor out of a 1984. So anyway, long story short, I got all the parts I need. So clutch, pressure plate, flywheel, they all work. This will fit in the bell housing for the T5 transmission. Flywheel is the proper imbalance for the motor, proper bolt pattern for the motor. Ta-da. So it works. That was a good 3 days of, like, not 8-hour days on Google, but it was, you know, all evening trying to figure it out because I don't want to go buy the wrong part, like, again. And then, because I'm kind of, the whole deal with this isn't my car, this is actually my daughter's car, and she graduates this year, so there is a bit of a time crunch. It's my own fault, right? I started it like 3 years ago, had plans to get it done, but things happen and it didn't happen. So now I got like 2 months to repaint it, rebuild the motor, do all the wiring, the interior, basically the entire car. So yeah, I'm spending all my evenings kind of online Googling, trying to figure out all these little things. That way I have the part, or at least that part's on the way when it's time to put it in. So I think that's how you lose a lot of time on projects. Like if there's 2 ways to do it. One, well, there's 3 ways to do it. You start a project, get a bunch done, and then give up on it like I did. Second way, which is probably the way you should do it, is start your project, write a list of all the little nuts and bolts, washers, spacers, wires, blah, 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 clips that you need. Just get it on the way, because the problem is you put the wiring in and then you're like, oh, I need this little clip. But like once the motor's in, you can't get to that little clip. So now you can't put the motor in. But to put the motor in, you need the, whatever, the pilot bushing for the transmission. So you can't rebuild the motor yet because you need the pilot bushing, because you need to put the transmission on. But you can't put the transmission on yet because you don't have the cross member for the transmission. So if you can just get that bushing on the way, the cross member on the way, everything on the way, when it comes time to do those things, you can be like, oh yeah, I just go grab it, put it in, and move on. Third way to do the job is the opposite. Put that wiring harness in, say, oh, I need a clip, order the clip. Wait 2 weeks. Get the clip, put the clip in, put the wiring harness on. Then the motor. Oh, I need a pilot bushing. Order the pilot bushing, and so on. Takes forever, never gets done. Anyways, moving on. That was about like this close to being a rant. So I got the steering column there. So I got 1 bolt in that I'll have to remember. That's in here, so it's got the wiring. Oh, actually, they got the dash in. So the dash was a bit of a pain because I had the dash and I had the wiring and they weren't together. So I didn't know, which wire goes here, which wire goes there. I got it pretty good. If it's not exact, it's good enough. I got the heater box. It's an AC box, but there's no AC. Blower motor, So that's all connected. Because I'm in a rush, I don't know if I'm going to be able to hook up all the heater controls. I'll probably just have it on like the default defrost setting for now, and then kind of get to that later. And then the steering column went in, all the wiring for the blinkers, horn. This is out of a car that burnt, but it's good enough for right now. I'm going to work on that today, kind of get that cleaned up a little bit. And whoever had the seats in before had like the rails out of something else welded in, so I had to cut all that. So I just started to grind those all off. Back, I just kind of brushed on Rust-Oleum black gloss just to put something in there. Like, I'm sure it's supposed to be the color of the car or a nice carpet or whatever, but I'm sure this one may be that someday, but not today because I just don't have the time. But I think that looks nice enough for now. I'll probably paint the underside of the trunk lid. Last time I didn't, but I think this time I will. And I think I'll paint like the back of the car black, like just the in here. So as you can see, I have been plugging away at this thing, just not no real big visual changes yet, but it's coming. I always had a fender extension, like the headlight bucket, whatever you want to call it, on the front of the car. One of them I had that was bent on the passenger side, so it never, it's kind of the thing that holds the profile of the front of the fender, so it always had this, like obviously the fender didn't follow this little groove, but this curve is way more curved. So when you put the fender on, you get this bolt in, and then you really had to push the fender, like kind of like sag the corner of the car down to get this one in. And there's no other way to connect the fender. So then yesterday I got this one, and same side, has to get painted, but on the back, as you can see, it's way more, still has a curve, but it's the way it should be. So that's kind of what I got done, I don't know, past week. So now that you know there's a reason for the job, kind of puts a little bit more of a, you know, purpose to it. And then I got my motorcycle over there, basically held hostage up on the ramp because well, it's beautiful outside today. And I would much rather be riding that than working on this, but I'm working on this. That'll come off, not necessarily when the car is like completely done, but I want to get a good jump on this, and so far, that's what I've been doing. So I think I'll just kind of prop you up on a stand, start grinding those little welds off the seat, and see what else we can get into. This video is obviously going to be 3/4 of me just running my mouth about things that I did that I didn't show you, but it's the way it is. Right now I'm trying to get this steering column put together, and I can only find these screws that'll work that don't match the thread on this, but it's about to. There, metric. These work, but I think they're too long. Let's go see. Kind of dumb. I just did that to a steering column I'm not even using. Now that I know it works, I can do it to this. If I can get this off. What? Does this come off without breaking it? Let's see if I can. Yeah, see, now it won't fit. Well. Well, how are you supposed to get it off? Like, no idea how you're supposed to get this off. Well, not sure how I'm supposed to do that now. There's gotta be that bearing in there that's fighting me. Does this spin out? Okay. Then will this come out? Ah! Just gotta be smarter than the... Okay. So now... Okay, let's try it again. Still no. Okay. Ooh. Man, we're getting there. There we go. I just broke off the tap inside, so this job just got significantly longer. Alright. Wonder if I can use this little bit of tap in this hole. Oh, that worked. Oh my. That wasn't overly smart. Man. Okay. I wonder if I can just take this top part off. Goes like that. A Phillips screwdriver somewhere? There. I found the screws I need. They're just in this one. So what's this? Okay, so you're turning left. And then when you're turning your wheel left, when you're turning it back right again, it kicks it off, okay? And then you turn it right, then you turn left, and then it kicks it off. Okay. Okay. This goes something like that. Something needs this power steering pump or something. So that's gonna be it for this video. I did get a lot done. Well, I didn't get a lot done, but what I got done took a lot of time, so it feels like I got a lot done. Steering wheel thing took me like 3 hours. So now I'm doing the brake pedal, clutch pedal. There's nothing really to show you there, just kind of throwing those in. So that'll kind of be it for today, but the weather's turning around now, so we're getting like, you know, 15, 20 some degree days. So now I can start to really look at the paint work, be able to move the car out of the garage, have some room to work around, and actually start getting some stuff done. So I am getting somewhere. It's just taking a while. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Later. All right, ready? You gotta help me push it in. Come on, grab something. Ready? We gotta pull this way. Pull! Come on, you gotta make noises. There. Oh, a little bit more. Pull. There, that's good. Ready?
Push your butt.
Okay. Ready? There, thank you. Yeah.